All right, welcome back to the Halftime Report. We're answering your questions now. First up, we have a question for Jenny from Donald in New York. You still like CenturyLink?
CenturyLink. I think the best way to look at this is what's the reality of the company. EBITDA last quarter grew by 2.7%. They've delevered from 4.3 times to 3.8 times. They've got $315 million in free cash flow last quarter. Their EBITDA margin's gone from 240% from 35.5% since the level 3 transaction closed. That's a strong company that's supporting a 9.6% yield with a ton of management commitment to it. I'm in it for the really long term and for total capital appreciation. If you're in it to trade it, or if you're in it to play the sideshow of activist, like, that's not where I can help. But if you want it for the long term, I think this is a great investment.
Are you laughing because of Donald in New York?
Are we on the same page? Do you think the president is sending questions?
I missed that.
The president is in France. We know that.
Okay. He could still send a question.
He could. Was this a tweet or an email?
He's
not going to email us.
He's a tweeter.
He might tweet it. All right, let's move. Rad in Dallas for you, Mr. O'Leary. Medtronic. Is it a good, steady investment? Does it have cash flow?
I've owned this name to get exposure to healthcare. It's obvious medical equipment, it's surgical equipment, et cetera. It's up about 20% since I've owned it. 12 of that came in the last 12 months. The only knock on this stock is it's at a 28 PE, which some would say is rich, but the steady Eddie nature of its free cash flow, pristine balance sheet, I'd say, yeah, it's a great way to get exposure. You just don't buy stocks on PE scare, but it's been a really good performer, no question.
Okay. Scott in Scranton, Pennsylvania has a question for you, Doc.
All right.
Dr. J, following up on your Zillow trade 2 weeks ago, would you hold or sell here? Thanks for the profits.
Took off half the Zillow trade. Since the beginning of May, the stock is up, for those not playing, from 32 to 47. It's been a huge outperformer. Middle of May, it was just 39, I think, when this particular unusual option activity occurred. I've taken off half. I love the low interest rate environment for the housing stocks, Scott. We talk about it all the time, Pulte, Lennar, and so forth. So Zillow is one of the drivers into those guys. They will continue to benefit from the low interest rates.